Hey everyone, welcome back to Kristen's Epic Adventures. Today we're continuing our series on the Humblewood Races. Today we're starting in on the Humblefolk. So you don't miss any content, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when new videos are posted, and if you found this content helpful, hit the like button and give us a thumbs up so more friends can find us. Welcome back. So we have wrapped up going through the bird folk races in Humblewood, but today we're going to start going through the humblefolk races, which are the other little woodland creatures who are not birds. So first up today, we're going over the Cervan. Now, Cervan are your deer-like creatures. The artwork in the book for the Cervan is really cool. There's some really majestic looking deer folk, I think, in there that are really neat. Now, according to the book, they are very robust. They have a very robust physique. They are rarely sick, but they do have a mistrust of outsiders. They do have the ability to bounce back and survive physical shock that might kill others. And it does mention that this does occasionally grant them mystical visions because of this. That's going to allow a lot of really neat role-playing opportunities to have some mystical visions for your creature. That's really neat. So Cervans get +2 to Constitution because they're so strong and hardy. Their Constitution gets a boost, +2. They do tend to lean towards neutral alignments, it said. Mostly they are 5 to 6 feet tall. Now remember, just because Humblewood is full of woodland creatures does not mean they're actual woodland creature size. These are humanoid-sized characters that resemble animals. So this is a 5 to foot tall deer-like folk that is 130 to 180 pounds and considered size medium for 5e rules. They have a walking speed of 30 feet, and to get into some of their really neat abilities, they have an ability called Practical, which lets you choose one proficiency in either athletics, medicine, nature, or survival. Those are handy. A really neat feature they have is something called Surge of Vigor. What this does is it says if they are hit by an attack that deals damage equal to over half your remaining hit points, even if you would go to 0. You regain 1d12 hit points plus your Constitution modifier, but it can only be used once per long rest. So say you have about 20 hit points left. If you get hit with an attack that deals, say, 12 damage, more than half of what you have left, you can choose to use Surge of Vigor to actually get 1d12 plus your Constitution modifier back. That's pretty cool. Even it says if it would make you go to 0. So that's pretty neat. That's a neat ability right there. Now there are actually 2 sub-races of them. There is the Grove and the Proghorn. Now Grove, the Grove Cervan, is described as being swift, agile, and very versatile. So they get a +1 to Dex. Their walking speed is actually increased to 35 feet instead of 30, so that's neat. They also have the ability to do a 30-foot long jump or a 15-foot high jump with a feature called Standing Leap. They also have Nimble Step, which I think is a great feature. All foes get disadvantage on opportunity attacks. I think that's really handy. I think a lot of times when people are in combat, they tend to, make an attack and then not choose to move because they don't want to provoke an opportunity attack. But if you at least have the opportunity to give the foe disadvantage, you might be more willing to try to move away. So I like that feature. That's anything you can do to help reduce opportunity attacks, I like. The Proghorn subrace. Now, Proghorns are actually stronger and larger than the Grove subrace. So that actually, they get modified to around 7 feet tall and around 200 pounds, but they're still considered medium size. They get a +1 strength bonus, and they have a feature called Robust Build. Now, Robust Build doubles your carrying capacity if you're running the type of game where you track encumbrance and carrying capacity. It also doubles the amount of weight that you can push, drag, or lift. that can be pretty handy in your game as well. Now, Proghorn Cervan also have antlers. The Grove type, it did say in the description, may have some like little nubs or something, but they're not going to grow a full set of antlers, like my antlers. But the Proghorn Cervan actually does get a big full set of antlers. Says they can be used to make charge attacks. Now, charge attacks with your antlers count as an unarmed strike that does 1d6 piercing damage plus your strength modifier. So that's handy. The other thing they get a chance to do is if they move at least 20 feet in a straight line toward an opponent, you can use your bonus action to charge them, which can do an additional 1d6 piercing damage. And then if the creature you're attacking is size large or smaller, so large, medium, small, tiny, they have to make a strength save. And if they fail, they'll be pushed 10 feet away. And the DC for your strength save is 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your strength modifier. So those are the Cervans. They sound really cool. I like them, the deer folk and the Grove and the Proghorn sub races. What do you think? Does that sound like a race that you think you would play? And if so, which sub race would you go with? I do like the idea of having those antlers and being able to charge people with them. But that nimble step and the disadvantage on opportunity attacks that the Grove subclass gets is, I don't know. I think I would lean towards the Grove one just because of that. That's pretty neat. Anyway, let me know in the comments down below what you think. Would you play a Cervan? If you would, what sub race would you play? And make sure you tune in for the rest of the series. We're going to go through all the rest of the Humble Folk. There's some really neat creatures coming up. So that you don't miss any, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you know when those new videos are posted. And if you found this content helpful and entertaining, go ahead and hit that like button and give us a thumbs up so that more friends can find us. Thanks, guys. Bye.